I'm Jeff Hunt. He's Bill Thorpe. It's Friday.
Time to do the happy dance.
Boy, oh boy, do we got a show for folks today. This is Must Listen to Radio. Victor Marks is going to be with us later in the program, 8 o'clock hour, candidate for governor, going to be answering questions and talking about a new tour he's putting together. So we're going to get some announcements happening on the Jeff and Bill show during the 8 o'clock hour. You're not going to want to miss this. And then a very powerful story in the 7 o'clock hour as Patty Fox joins us. Her daughter has become severely disabled after an accident with an illegal alien in our country that came during the Biden administration, crashed into her, fled the scene, and now her daughter, wheelchair-bound, nonverbal, minimally conscious. She can't even smile anymore. She can't laugh. She can't say, I love you. She has faced a reality of what illegal immigration has done to this country, and she's going to join us in studio, 7 o'clock hour. You're not going to want to miss that. And then Wayne Price, president of the Gun Room, is going to join us in the 9 o'clock hour. There's some new legislation coming down the pike that's going to affect your ownership of guns in the state of Colorado. Surprise, surprise. So we want to hear from you. What questions, text messages do you have, particularly for Victor Marks? The text line, the Dan Caplis law text line, 720-819-5115, 720-819-5115. What questions do you have for him? Be sure to send them in. Give us a call if you like. You're welcome to be a part of the program by calling us at 303-696-1971. Now it's time for the news.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good morning, TGIF. As you listen to Jeff and Bill this morning, 31 and clear in Denver, 33 in the Springs, expecting highs in the low 60s today, upper 50s in southern Colorado. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, Colorado lawmakers heard roughly 3 hours of testimony related to how workers unionize in the state and whether or not it needs to be changed. Advocates like Josh Rizzi claim modifications would encourage good faith collective bargaining negotiations leading to better wages.
Ultimately, this is about affordability and fairness. Working people like us deserve to stand on even ground with the corporations who determine our quality of life.
Colorado is the only state that requires 2 elections for workers interested in forming a union. The legislation seeks to eliminate the second election. Governor Polis vetoed a similar bill last year. An investigation is underway after possible human remains were found Thursday near a drainage pond by Pinello Ranch in unincorporated El Paso County. Deputies say a Springs utilities worker reported the discovery around 10:30 in the morning off Highway 85. The scene was secured as detectives, the sheriff's mounted unit, and search and rescue teams responded. Investigators are expected to remain on scene as the search continues. A reward is being offered for information on the missing mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie.
The FBI has joined the search and is offering a $50,000 reward in the case. Meanwhile, Cameron Guthrie, brother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, is asking whoever abducted his mother Nancy from her Tucson home a few days ago to contact the Guthrie family.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom.
Scott Pringle, NBC News Radio.
Senior officials from the U.S. and Iran are meeting in the Middle East today to discuss Tehran's nuclear program and hopefully avoid a possible conflict. The U.S. is demanding that Iran stop enriching uranium and curb its ballistic missile program. DJT unveiling the launch of TrumpRx.gov.
Trump spoke about the new direct-to-consumer lower-cost drug platform, which was first teased in September in an evening news conference Thursday.
But they're going way down for the United States, come all the way down by a difference of as much as 300, 400, 500, even 600%, even more than that in some cases.
At the time, administration officials said the platform would cut out middlemen and offer drugs always at lower prices than currently available. The White House tweeted an official link to the website, saying the direct-to-consumer website is designed to find the lowest drug prices for you. I'm Mark Mayfield.
A major employment firm says layoffs across the U.S. last month were the highest for January since 2009. U.S. employers announced over 108,000 layoffs for the month, up over 200% from December. During that same period, companies announced just over 5,300 new hires, the lowest for the month since 2009. Nuggets at the Bulls tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and DU hockey at CC tonight in the Springs. They drop the puck at 7 o'clock, and Super Bowl 60, of course, coming up Sunday in Northern California. 33 in the Springs, 31 in Denver. More of the Jeff and Bill Show coming up on News Talk 710 KNUS in Denver, and now on AM 1460 and FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs, all along the Front Range. This is the Jeff and Bill Show. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Is it springtime in the Rockies? Well, it'll certainly feel that way here in the days ahead, with unseasonably warm temperatures taking us through the weekend and into Monday, with temperatures well into the 60s for highs, nighttime lows mostly in the 30s, some high and mid-level clouds at times, not much wind, very pleasant spring-like weather through Monday. We will see increasingly cloudy skies Monday night and Tuesday. And along the Front Range, and especially into the mountains, we're going to start to see some developing rain and snow showers in the plains and developing mountain snow as we work our way into late Monday night, but especially for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And a trend towards colder temperatures for Denver and Colorado Springs will be developing Tuesday through Thursday as well, as this big high-pressure system that's overhead now finally gives way and allows some Pacific fronts to move in, changing our weather as we get to middle to the end of next week. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
News Talk 710 KNUS in Denver.
And now on AM 1460 and FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs.
All along the Front Range, this is the Jeff and Bill Show. Text messages coming in. A reminder as to what time Victor Marks will be on. He'll be on in the 8 o'clock hour. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to talk with Patty Fox. She's a parent of a beautiful young woman that was in an accident with an illegal alien that crashed into her and then fled the scene. As a result, her daughter's wheelchair-bound, nonverbal, minimally conscious, cannot smile anymore, cannot laugh, can't say I love you. This is a real life impact of Biden's and the progressives' open border policy. So you're not going to want to miss that conversation. Then, of course, Victor Marks in the 8 o'clock hour, and Wayne Price, president of the Gun Room, sponsor of the show, will be joining us in the 9 o'clock hour to talk guns and Second Amendment issues. So much to cover. But, Billy, I got to give a tip of the hat to our friends at the Independence Institute and one of my colleagues on 710 KNUS, John Caldera.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Independence Institute.
That's
yesterday.
amazing.
It brought out everybody.
Wow.
All the politicos were there to honor the creation of the Independence Institute under John Andrews. Yeah, John Andrews, the creator of the Centennial Institute, where I served for 8 years. Also the creator of the Independence Institute. He's like the little Johnny Appleseed of think tanks.
Yes, he is.
Right? And hosted a show on 710 KNUS for years. Backbone Radio was founded by John Andrews. So it was a night of politicos coming together, and it was centered around honoring the Coors family and their impact in Colorado. So they did interviews on what it meant to be a Coors growing up in Colorado.
Ooh.
The current leadership, 4th generation Coors, and also 6th generation Coors out there.
Did it tell the story that in high school everybody goes up and asks them for beer?
Right, yeah. And the tour and how much you could get during the tour and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, of course. And the kids who had to work the tour. So Coors kids worked the tour. They were the tour guides. But they didn't have their last names on there, so no one really knew which one was that until, Pete would come up and hug his daughter, for instance, as he went into work in the morning. So it was so much fun to be able to honor the Coors family, the legacy. And what it was a reminder of just kind of this great... The greatness that the state is. There's a lot of politics and a lot to be frustrated and angry about. But when you go back to the founding of this state, the families that have impacted this state, and then great institutions like the Independence Institute that are fighting for freedom and what John Andrews has built in the state, it was so much fun to get together. And they put me at the radio table. So I sat next to other radio hosts.
Like who?
Which resulted in lots of conversations. Maybe folks that even talked about us. On the radio. I got to sit next to you yesterday.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It was,
that was good. That was
it
fun.
was great to be together. So,
oddly enough, while you're doing that, I was out in another bar last night. Had an interesting experience. You and I haven't even talked about this before the show. So, it's another side gig that I'm doing. So, doing some pre-scouting at this location, talking, and I'm introduced to this wonderful woman. I know her son and some things. We start talking. And she's like, oh, yeah. And we're talking about radio and things. He's still in radio? I'm like, yeah. I do this morning show here in town on KNUS. And she turns, she goes, Jeff and Bill? She goes, wait, you're Bill? I'm like, oh, crap. Like, we're going to fight. This is not going to be good. But she was great. Yeah, she loves the show. She likes you a lot more than she likes me. But
I run into that.
I run into that a lot, too. And that's
sometimes
fair.
the opposite, actually.
No, see, I get that. Kid is completely fair. But she loved the show, and she listens every morning, and it was really cool to see that. It was that nice moment that, just totally unprompted anything else. It was that moment of, wait, you're that Bill? I'm like, oh, crap. Yeah, it was fun.
Speaking of totally unprompted moments, Bill,
yes.
I came in today and this was on my desk.
I saw that. Look at that big Buc-ee's bag. Yeah.
So we talked about this yesterday, and then KKP texted in, hey, I love Buc-ee's too. I'll be stopping by at Buc-ee's in an hour on my way to Denver. Want me to grab you a bag of beaver nuggets? And we wrote the beaver nuggets are fantastic.
Yes.
And then, dude, did it. KKP dropped these off.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is just absolutely unreal.
We have the best listeners.
We do. That is so kind. That is. I wish that we were here when you stopped by, because we would have been able to say hello and done silly things with you. But it is amazing. It was a nice little surprise when we arrived this morning, and I got to figure out when I'm gonna crack into those beaver nuggets.
Yeah, in about 2 minutes once we get to a commercial break.
Thing is, my mom keeps telling me, stop talking with your mouth full on the radio. It's embarrassing. So I've got to remember that. Sorry, Mom.
And we're always happy to accept any gifts you'd like. So
yes.
KKP writes, my pleasure, boys. On one of my errands in Denver was to stop at I-225 in Tamarack, close by to the studio.
Oh, that's
That'd
so
be a nice touch while in the area. Enjoy.
It's so cool.
We will.
We will. It's so cool. The entire staff is like, oh, no way, Buc-ee's. Yeah, we're excited.
Kamala Harris has a Kamala Harris. Sorry, these libs will still get angry at me that I don't pronounce that right.
Fine, yeah.
She's got a new project going on. I don't know if we got the audio.
Yes, we do. It's up there up top.
Audio?
Yeah, far right side.
Here we go. You ready? She's back.
Yes.
Madam Vice President, what's going on with Kamala HQ?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I have good news. So Kamala HQ is turning into headquarters, and it's where you can go online to get basically the latest of what's going on, and also to meet and revisit with some of our great courageous leaders, be they elected leaders, community leaders, civic leaders, faith leaders, young leaders. I'm really excited about it. So stay engaged, and I'll see you out there. Thank you.
What?
I was going to ask you, what did she launch, Bill?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It could be anything from just an online portal where we leave messages on a leaderboard to a small independent cafe that serves some sort of artisan tea, or maybe she's starting a goat yoga program. I have no idea. It was just about coming together and meeting people and asking questions. I have no clue. And also, just an execution thing. The lead-in. I'm gonna grab this here for a second. That starts off this way.
Madam Vice President, what's going on with Kamala?
Stop that. Just stop it. Stop it. No, that's not a real question. No one cares. Just come in and introduce to me, because this is a social media platform, and you're talking to me. You don't need to start in this sort of a contrived video with someone off camera.
Madam Vice President, what's going on?
Asking a stupid open question. It's ridiculous. You don't start there. Who was sitting around, walking around yesterday going, I wonder what the former vice president is going to be. Shut up. Just say, hey, guys, I'm happy to announce, or guess what we're now doing? Get excited. The first 5 or 6 seconds are this stupid question that is obviously a setup that is dumb and doesn't engage you at all in getting into the video.
Madam Vice President.
No, stop it. That was dumb. Whoever had this idea needs to be fired today. You should not be employed by the end of the day, but that's just a critique of how you're executing this video. Believe me, I know about how to get attention on videos. See some of the stuff Jeff and I do.
She's back.
Yeah, she is. Okay, but Jeff.
Bill, how do you feel about that?
Well, wait, you got to answer the question, too. I just ran my stupid mouth.
Yeah.
What is she doing? What the hell is she doing?
Well, she launched a Twitter account. Literally, that's what. So when you listen to it, just keep that in mind. Right.
Okay, wait, play that again. This is about a Twitter account?
Yeah, no.
Oh, this is stupid.
Yeah, I think that's all she launched.
This is even more stupid than I thought
Madam
it was.
Vice President, what's going on with Kamala HQ?
That part's
Well, I'm
stupid.
so glad you asked. I have good news. So Kamala HQ is turning into headquarters, and it's where you can go online to get basically the latest of what's going on, and also to meet and revisit with some of our great courageous leaders, be they elected leaders, community leaders, civic leaders, faith leaders, young leaders. I'm really excited about it. So stay engaged, and I'll see you out there. Thank you.
So you're just reposting a bunch of crap?
That's
What's going on
actually
here?
exactly what she's doing.
Oh.
That is exactly what she's doing. So if you
goody.
go now, I guess X wouldn't give her the handle headquarters, so it's headquarters 68 _.
That's dumb too. That's just so.
I don't know what 68 would be, because we're at President 47.
Yeah, the
so
thing.
Is she gonna
this
be?
is the stupid thing. Is what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is that she's trying to connect with the kids by doing some sort of 6-7 dumb craps thing. That's what I'm worried about. Is that she's trying to be too clever by half and connect with the kids by using their lingo and using their slang terms. Yes, we're all cracked, aren't we today? No, shut up, Kamala.
So if you go to this account, she just posts anti-Trump stuff. And you're supposed to, I think, connect with people in the comments or whatever.
Oh my God! As if that's not what everybody does on every single other profile.
That's exactly what I heard there. I listened to it, and it's like, you can come here to listen to the latest news. Well, that's what happens on my account.
I already do that.
You can connect with people. Well, that's what happens on my account. People talk back and forth in the comments.
Yeah, the best part about it is connect with leaders. I can follow them myself.
Yes,
there's a search function. I can find who I'm looking for. I don't need you to point them out.
Not a chance, Billy, she gets out of the primary.
No.
Not a chance.
No way.
With Pete Buttigieg and everybody else that they could be, Josh Shapiro.
The
win
that Newsom has in the back now. Someone's really got to go after him on some of the stuff inside of California politics and how he seems to twist in the wind. But I'm not certain that twisting in the wind is going to be necessarily a negative inside the Democrat primary. I think they're just going to look for anybody that can win. It doesn't matter at that point. So yeah, there's no way she makes it out of the primary. In fact, I'm surprised that if she ever crests above the top 5 in any sort of reasonable poll, because that's the kind of ideas that she has. I've started a Twitter account where I'm going to repost a bunch of stuff. You know the number of news aggregation sites I visit per day. I already have that.
Correct.
In excess. And anybody else that I'm following that does that new aggregation, I already have that. That she doesn't offer us a single thing that is new, which... That's in some ways the way that her campaign failed. Because if you go back to it with Biden, when they asked her, what would you do differently than Joe Biden? Not a darn thing. Oh, well, you're done. So she has no new ideas. She can't figure out a way to use social media differently. She can't engage differently. And she's got no new messaging.
Part of that is understanding the purpose of social media.
Yes.
So she is operating in what I would say is like 2005 social media mentality, which is, this is where I go to post my press conferences or my press releases.
Now, I want to stop that just for a sec, because I want to let the audience here with the Jeff and Bill show, especially our new audience up there at The Answer. Jeff has a long, long history in politics and campaign planning and strategy. He also, I would say, as far as social media, is absolutely one of the natives. He's one of the ones that started at the ground floor. He has been grinding this thing the entire time on a level that I haven't and many of us haven't. So he has this long history of what the evolution of how to connect and communicate inside of that social media space has been. So now, please, sorry to interrupt, but return back to the early 2000s.
I did run ads on Facebook in 2007, which was the very first time you could, and I got all the data on who clicked on my ads. Yeah. That's how bad it was back then.
You have your own name as your Twitter handle.
Yeah, right.
That means you're OG. I'm just saying, much respect. Exactly, my man. So continue.
Well, this is what I would tell folks, because you get trapped in this mindset of like old media, that this is where we go to put our press releases up and watch people respond to them. No. They want direct access to your life. They want your hot takes. They want your personality. They want you to, drop a little snark here or there. They want to see you. This is why right now independent journalists are hotter than institutions, right? Like, rather than going to the Denver Post and following that account, they want to see and follow like Andy No or Nick Shirley or they want direct access to the person. And what Kamala's doing right now is just throwing up another account where there's going to be, press clippings. They want, if Kamala was like, right now, what's really hot on Instagram, for instance, are reaction videos.
Yes,
right?
It is.
So take a video and then just film yourself. These things take 30 seconds to do. Like, I'll give you an example. Mike Johnston is like, we have a new place for the homeless. Well, we're going to put the homeless and also nurses.
Yeah.
And my reaction video was, did he just say he's pairing up homeless people with nurses?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's it.
In a residential facility?
Yeah.
You think that's going to work? That's all it took. And hundreds of thousands of views. So people want reactions. They want direct access. They want to see your personality.
Yes.
And this is why Bill and I are having a personal conversation on air right now, because Bill is such a great personality. I think if he launched some social media, they would love it.
You guys do not
They would love to see Billy
stuff.
talking about music. They'd love to see the bar trivia, some snarky comments. He'd have hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I'm cleaning snake cages this weekend. You can watch that. That's not going to be for sharing. The thing that I like what you said on the critique of Kamala there is not understanding the space. And I think that we can go back even through the election of not understanding how to communicate, not understanding the social space that she needed to take advantage of. And I think you're actually right, because she could get a lot of followers and a lot of traction if she was reacting to some of the recent press conferences from, say, Tom Homan in Minneapolis. She could be reacting to drops on the Epstein files. She could be reacting to Trump's statements about, as you did yesterday, pointing out about Bill and Hillary Clinton sitting down for the deposition. All of a sudden, Trump's now, I've always liked Bill. Wait, hang on. Didn't you try to lock up her wife? Yeah, hold on here. So more questions. Those things are easy to do. The other thing that I would advise her to open up her life a little bit more, when I'm launching this thing, one of the first few videos I would be doing is saying, hey, gang, I'm going to show you that pancake and strawberry recipe that I was making the morning that Joe Biden called me to say he was dropping out of the race.
Right,
you and
that
I
would
are
be
going to make
cool.
it together.
That would be
and
fun.
bring the nieces in. Bring the nieces in to help and make the entire thing and say, this is what I was doing that morning. Here's my recipe. You know, give me your tips for recipes. There, now you've made yourself a human, but you also have given someone an insight, and you're like, oh, these are the pancakes that there's some people out there that will, glom onto that, but now you've got a different reason to watch.
Jacqueline with the text of the morning so far, just saying, come on, fellas. She doesn't have a personality. She's a bot. Yeah.
Here's
Jacqueline,
the thing.
you're exactly right.
In fact, let's go back to the audio just for a sec here, and once we get through this stupid question, let's listen to how correct Jacqueline actually
Madam
is.
Vice President, what's going on with Kamala HQ?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I have good news. So Kamala HQ is turning into headquarters, and it's where you can go online to get basically the latest.
Does she sound like she's talking to you at all? She sounds like she's making an announcement. She sounds like she is the teacher that is standing at the doorway of the lunchroom telling you about what the rules are when you're going outside and you can't play in the snow. That's basically what she's doing. There's no emotion there. There's no connection there. Jacqueline, you're right. Yeah, that's part of the problem she's got.
Well, there's no bots here. Lots of feisty debate and engagement, and we want you to be a part of it. Give us a call, 303-696-1971. Text us on the Dan Caplis Law Text line, 720-819-5115. Folks, let's talk Gyrie's. My wife and I have absolutely loved our experience with Gyrie's. We went to their location in Parker. They're all over the Denver metro area. We got to sit down with a professional designer. And my wife is the queen of questions. She likes to ask. She's an attorney. She asks questions all the time. So she wanted to know how this blind would work and that blind would work and the different aspects of it. And there's so much personal attention you can bring to these and options. They showed us an incredible selection of Hunter Douglas custom blinds, shades, and shutters. She walked us through everything and helped us find the perfect options to enhance the look and functionality of our home. So whether your curtains are clashing or you just want a fresh look, Gyrie's has the solutions for you. Their designers are the experts, and they can help you with everything from window treatments to full room decor. But here's the best part. They offer a personalized in-home consultation. That means they come to you. So you can get the same expert advice right in your own home. Do yourself a favor. Get started today. Visit Gyrie's.com to schedule your in-home consultation. That's GUIRYS.com, Gyrie's.com. Go see the great people there. You'll be sure to thank me. Gentlemen, you want to submit a little advice this weekend? Just say, honey, let's go to Gyrie's, walk around, and ask questions. She'll love you for it.
Yes, she will, and she won't get mad at you when you're watching the game, this weekend either. I'm just saying. You're getting brownie points, my friends. You're getting brownie points. You know how this works.
We'll continue. You are listening to the Jeff and Bill Show, News Talk 710 KNUS in Denver.
And now on AM 1460 and FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs. All along the Front Range, this is the Jeff and Bill Show.
710 KNUS in Denver.
And a big good morning to all of our new fans on AM 1460 and FM 101.1 The Answer in Colorado Springs.
All along the Front Range, this is the Jeff and Bill Show. And Billy, I'm like full of sugar right now.
Me too.
Eating these
nuggets. Beaver nuggets.
Nuggets from Buc-ee's because KKP was so awesome to bring them by.
So good.
Billy and I are doing this to say we would like more gifts brought to us.
You need to bring more food by for us.
I love the critique on the left when they're like, Donald Trump wants gifts brought to him. And I'm like, you don't?
Yeah. That was my favorite thing about Christmas. I'm all in for that stuff.
Have
you seen what they do on your birthday?
Gifts, please. Yeah. No, we would love them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Billy, today's a big day. There's a sentencing taking place of John and Carrie Halford here in Colorado for they were improperly storing nearly 200 bodies.
I saw this. Yeah. Oh God. And what's important though is the name of the company. So what they were doing.
Right.
That's super important here because it adds a layer of irony that is really, really thick as far as what they were doing.
Oh, this is so gross. Return to nature.
Yeah, they were a funeral company that was supposed to be, let's just say, organically returning you to nature after you passed away. And turns out, returning you to nature seemed to be a very open-ended statement that may not have followed laws, and they seem to have been giving people remains that weren't theirs, a whole bunch of stuff that's just, so many layers of this.
And I feel terrible for the people whose family members. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
So
it's ridiculous.
200 bodies not properly stored, which is a nice way of saying they were actually just left out in hallways.
Yeah, just left somewhere.
Stacked on top of each other. The secretion of fluids actually stained the outside of the walls of the funeral home. That means
disgusting.
It permeated through the walls.
Yep, through whatever the wood or the concrete or whatever they used to build it with. The liquid found a way to get through. And remember, these are dead bodies that are leaking. This is because, I don't know if people are aware, after you pass away for a little bit of time, gas builds up inside the body and you inflate somewhat like a balloon. And then eventually it starts coming out. And insides of you that have been liquefied then leak, and it is disgusting and it smells horrible. And at this place there was so much of that body decomposition that it was leaking through the walls, and they were saying that there were swarms of bugs inside.
And then they would claim this ticks me off. They would
tell me.
Do the cremation, and then hand somebody else's body. So you got the loved ones that thought they were getting the cremation of their family members were not. No. And this is where
you could just been getting something out of an ashtray at a 7-Eleven. I mean, seriously, you have no idea what you're getting.
Right, exactly. So today, February 6th, John Halliford will be in court for sentencing on state charges related to the improper storage of bodies at his and his wife's, Carrie Halford's, Penrose location down in Colorado Springs at the now defunct Return to Nature funeral home. Yeah, I think at this point you just got to raise the whole building.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You just, I'm not even sure you want to ever rebuild there.
No, you don't want to. And one of the reports were that inside the fluids had built up so much it was inches deep. Not inch, not singular, inches, which means take the length of your thumb, start there, and get bigger. And that's the amount of fluid that had come out of decomposing bodies that was on the floor. This is ridiculous and disgusting.
We are not getting nice text messages from people.
I'm so sorry.
Now. They're reminding us that we're eating breakfast, boys.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will go back to eating my beaver nuggets. I'll go back to those. Say much more about it.
The pair
delicious.
was arrested November 8th, 2023 in Oklahoma on suspicious of corpse abuse, theft, money laundering, and forgery. 2 additional bodies have been found improperly buried since then. So now we're at 191.
Jeez.
Judge accepted the pair's plea on state charges after previously rejecting the pleas, stating that the 15 to 20-year sentence was too lenient. John Halliford is facing a prison sentence between 30 and 50 years. Carrie Halliford is looking at a prison sentence between 25 and 35 years. Absolutely justified in this case. In my mind, go away for 50-plus years. And part of the problem, Bill, was that there was no real state oversight on this stuff.
No.
No real evaluation into the funeral homes themselves. And this is where I kind of break and am not so libertarian, right? I think there's a role for government, in part because there's sleazebags like these folks that need to be held accountable.
Yeah, we can have some rules like maybe don't store hundreds of bodies inside of your property when you're telling people that you're disposing of them and returning them to nature. That seems like a fair law to have. I think we can all agree on that one on the Jeff and Bill show. It just seems silly. The fact they got away with it too is just, and there is some irony that is the return to nature, and they just like left the bodies hanging around. It's just like, no, that's not what you meant. That's not in the advertising. You were doing something else with them. It wasn't just we're just leaving them here. But oh well. Sorry about ruining your breakfast.
Oh, you're so inappropriate.
I am. I am so inappropriate.
Just right now are hilarious.
I am. And it has been a chagrin to all of my parents in my entire life.
Joan going, guys, the only thing I can eat now are beaver nuggets. That's
that is excellent. And they are good. All right, another one. I can keep eating while I'm doing this. There's very good beaver nuggets from KPP. Yeah.
I can't find my ad script. I don't even know what ad's up next.
I don't even know where. Look what I did to him. I have broken my co-host this morning on a Friday.
And all the text messages.
My job is done. I will see you on Monday. I'm not here.
All right. Well, I don't know where it went. I had a whole ad list to do, and it's now somewhere else.
You got CCU is next up on the list that I've got over here. Yeah, if you want to do CCU.
That sounds good.
It's a good transition here.
There's some clients here I probably shouldn't be reading right now.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So faith, family,
definitely
and freedom.
not the Black Eyed Pea. That would be a good one.
Bill, you gotta say that. Don't do that.
I love them. They're so good. I'm sorry. I'm going to go sit in the corner and think about what I've done. Okay, I will go sit in the corner, be quiet, and think about what I've done. I'm sorry.
Faith, family, and freedom. These values define the American tradition and are increasingly under attack. The Centennial Institute at Colorado Christian University is dedicated to remaining a committed voice for Christian conservative principles. I keep going back to the name, Return to Nature.
Yes, they just leave the bodies there.
Through the public events, publications, and student initiatives, they are committed to delivering world-class programming that empowers citizens of all ages to stand boldly for conservative values and engage with the pressing issues of the day with grace and truth, Bill. Grace.
And beaver nuggets over here.
The need to promote principled conservatism and train the next generation of conservative leaders to speak with moral clarity and conviction is more urgent than ever. Join the Centennial Institute at Colorado Christian University and their work to recommit the culture to faith.
I'm trying to be quiet.
To faith, family, freedom, and future. Learn more at centennial.ccu.edu. That's centennial.ccu.edu. Bill, I can't go. I keep going back to the name.
Yes, Return to Nature. And it was like they were just throwing the bodies out in the backyard. Goodbye. Okay, I need to be quiet because there's so many other inappropriate things I'm going to say right now that I need to just bad host, be quiet. You need to no.
All right,
sometimes there are statements that are only for inside the head, not outside the head.
More of the Jeff and Bill show coming up. News Talk 710 KNUS in Denver.
Oh, what are we going to do next? And now on AM 1460 and FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs, all along the Front Range. This is the Jeff and Bill show.
News Talk 710 KNUS in Denver.
And now, waking up with AM 1460 and FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs.
All along the Front Range, this is the very inappropriate Jeff and Bill Show.
That's usually my fault.
Suzanne saying, you are laughing at the expense of others.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I am totally inappropriate sometimes. Ask my kids.
Cap Hill Phil saying, all right, Bill, keep it up. I'm going to register as a Republican just to spite you.
I love you, Cap Hill Phil. The fact that I could make you do that out of spite, I love. That's fantastic. You're the best.
But between this and the recent Pueblo thing, there does seem to be a strong lack of oversight regarding how we deal with bodies here in Colorado. That's exactly right. And lawmakers have changed that, which is, I'm like, you know what? If we're going to use government to oversee some stuff, this might be a good one.
Yeah, that's a decent one. That's a good one. Hey, speaking of sight, have you seen a couple of changes in the Super Bowl presentation? Luke Combs drops out. They had a country thing going on prior to the game. His wife is pregnant with their third child, and so he's just going to sit home and hang out with the family. Evidently, she's
Husband of the Year award.
Yeah, so he's coming home, and Zach Bryan steps in, which I want to point that out because those were two of the names that we had floated with Turning Point. Why didn't they go and ask these people? Well, I think we found out. One of them already had an invitation from the Super Bowl. The other one got a backup invitation when one of them dropped out. So that's not. I'm hearing rumors, unsubstantiated at this point. I know that there's a good portion of our audience that will not be tuning in to see the Bad Bunny performance during the halftime. But I am hearing rumors, nothing confirmed, that there are some fairly big names that they're going to pull up on stage during that halftime show. One of the lower ranking names is Ricky Martin, which would make a lot of sense given the Latin hit that he had. But it would make sense for the Latin one. The other one that I'm hearing right now,
I didn't even know he was still alive.
Yeah, he is. But it would make sense given what Bad Bunny's expected to do. That would make sense to bring him on. The big name that I'm hearing right now, unconfirmed right now, is Gaga. That Lady Gaga is going to be involved. I don't know for certain, but I'm just hearing through people that I trust that she's going to be involved.
Well, if you're on the fence about watching it, now you can definitely make sure to turn it off.
Oh, no. Her new album is fantastic.
Oh, my God.
Her new album is
It's going to be just this progression of lefty. They're all going to do no ice stuff. And then they're going to make you feel like if you're if you're an American.
I'm curious to see. The more and more I think about it, there may be an anti-ice element to the presentation.
Maybe.
Well, the problem is it has to be cleared by the NFL. They don't say do whatever you want. They have a form of approval on what's done during that halftime show.
Well, that worked out with Janet Jackson.
I know, and that's the thing. And that's why they were so mad. That's why NFL was so mad. So that's why they have a little bit more of an approval. So I'm curious about that because if he does something like that, I can't imagine the NFL would sign off on something so overt. So I think that if it's going to happen, it will be something that is unplanned. So
I think that's exactly right.
And that's what I'm curious about. I'm curious if he'll take the risk.
All those white suburban women, so brave.
I don't know.
All right, let's.
Gaga's new album is great.
Speaking of frivolity and ridiculousness,
that's me.
Let's get to You Choose the News, please.
Yes, it is that time of the morning, and hey, you've been waiting all week. It is the Friday edition, the loser edition of You Choose the News. Hang on.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Loser!
Let's go. Loser! You're a loser!
The Losers Club.
Bunch of losers.
You're such a loser. You made me feel like a loser!
She's a loser. You are such a loser. Loser.
Yes, if you're joining us for the first time on a Friday here on the Jeff and Bill Show, this is something we do because, this early in the morning, we play America's favorite fake radio news game show, You Choose the News, because those in charge do not wake up until 7 o'clock. That means Jeff and I are left completely unsupervised, and just like we did through high school and college, we'll take full advantage of that opportunity. So, this is a giant secret. Now, you may have noticed that Jeff and Blake leave out one story during our week. We bring all those stories back on a Friday for a second shot at glory. Here are the losers from this week. All right, Jeff Hunt in the studio, Blake Olson in the news department. Gentlemen, your choices. Headline number 1, stay cold and like it. Headline number 2, real horror scope. Headline number 3, Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic 3. And headline number 4, late night service. Mr. Hunt, your choice.
Stay cold and like it.
Yeah, stay cold and like it. That's actually a messaging coming to you from Nashville. A Nashville, Tennessee family knew that there was a cold snap coming and things were going to get a little bit dicey inside their house. They wanted to make sure that everybody was prepared, so they ran out and bought a generator to heat their freezing home during the ice storm. Well, everything was going peachy until their homeowners association stepped in. Yes, the homeowners association told the family that they are not allowed to use the generator as it is set up outside of their house and the extension cords running into the house. It hurts the aesthetics of the neighborhood.
Hey, you need to shiver like a good communist.
Yes, you are not supposed to be warm, nor invite your friends, family, and neighbors over to share the warmth as you have been doing. How dare you make things better for those in the community by inviting them in to keep them warm and give them hot treats. No, you must stay in the cold and shiver. And we're going to fine you for it as well. Oddly enough, once the local media got involved and started asking the HOA for answers, they went, "Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. We will let them use their generator anyway. We are really nice people." And they're not nice people. They're not. The only reason is because the other people asked about it. But yeah, the homeowners. That's why homeowners associations can burn in hell. But that's okay. I have feelings about them. Not a fan. Okay. I'm going to dig a hole so big by 8 o'clock this morning. Okay, Blake, your choice, sir. Real horoscope, Rockmaster Scott and the Dynamic 3, or late night service?
This Rockmaster Scott thing, I'm totally
Dude,
lost.
I'm hoping you are. You're totally lost. I was hoping
Yeah.
that you would catch the 80s reference. Rockmaster
No.
Scott and the Dynamic 3. You remember that song? The roof. The roof. The roof is on. That's
okay. I
them.
never knew who did that.
Yes, that is them. And
We did that at parties.
Exactly.
Live, so.
Because, we don't need them. Okay, never mind. Okay, well,
Let
now,
it burn.
Here we are in Massachusetts where a homeowner accidentally took those lyrics to heart. He set his house on fire while trying to melt the ice buildup during the brutal winter stretch of storms that we were just talking about over in Nashville. Yes, same stretch of storms. Yes. The gentleman climbed up on top of his home and started to use the torch in order to melt the ice. He was worried about the ice on his roof, and well, he set fire to the house. That's according to Milton Fire Deputy Chief John Erner. He said flames quickly spread into the attic and turned a small flare-up into a major fire. He said the homeowner just got down off the roof when things got crazy. All of a sudden, smoke is coming from everywhere. When the firefighters showed up, they thought it was going to be just a tiny little fire. Turns out the entire attic was engulfed in minutes. Crews spent hours battling the flames in the freezing temperatures. Luckily, nobody is injured, but everyone said, this is a warning. Don't use a blowtorch to try to kill the spiders or melt the ice on your home. Just two things that won't go well. We have history on those guys.
Wow.
I know.
Sorry that I didn't know Rockmaster.
That's okay.
Also.
I'm surprised. I was hoping that you would know that one. But it is
it's just
obscure.
one of
It's a
those
really obscure
things.
one.
I thought we invented it.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
At Troy University.
Yes, at Troy University. You guys thought somebody else did that? Okay.
Right.
Jeff Hunt, sir, your choice. Real horoscope or late night service?
Real horoscope.
Yes, this is a real horror scope. The NHL has received a lot of backlash over an odd moment in the Stadium Series matchup between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins. It didn't happen during the game. It happened during one of the breaks. The moment came when USF Athletics CEO Rob Higgins, who is a cancer survivor, was brought onto the ice to attempt a shot towards a small opening in the net. You've seen them do these charity things. You put the guy at mid-ice, and then he's got to hit a little tiny hole in the goal all the way down on the other end. And here's the payoff. If Higgins makes this shot, the NHL makes a $1 million donation to cancer research. If he misses, well, donations only top out about $200,000. Since we are talking about it on You Choose the News, he missed the shot. Yeah. That meant the donation is 80% smaller than it could have been. People at the game and social media not real happy with the NHL. Going, hang on. Are you telling me you're not going to donate to the cancer people over this? Hold on here. Yeah, I got some questions. You have the money. Pretty sure the giant check is already made out. That big novelty check. You can't do that to the kids?
Yeah, they didn't think that one through.
No, not at all. And since we have a little bit of extra time, we are going to give you a bonus story of late night service. I love this story. This comes to us from North Carolina. We are meeting 41-year-old Jonathan Hackett, who is now facing multiple felonies for simply providing fantastic customer service. What was he doing? Well, you see, 41-year-old Hackett decided recently to break into a Little Caesars in North Carolina after it was closed, open it up for himself, bake pizzas, take orders, and do sales. Now, he did keep the money, so yeah, he was stealing for it, and he is a former employee of that Little Caesars. But the Kinston Police Department said, yeah, he basically broke into the place, set up the entire shop, started taking orders, and served people delicious hot pizza for the rest of the night.
How was the service? Pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good. Everyone said it was hot and fresh, so you know. Alrighty, that's the end of You Choose the News. Enough silliness. Back to you, Jeff.
All right, coming up in the next hour, we're going to talk with Patricia Fox. She's the parent whose daughter was injured by an illegal immigrant here in Colorado that then fled the scene. This is an interview you're not going to want to miss. You are listening to the Jeff and Bill Show, News Talk 710 KNUS in Denver.
And now on AM 1460 and FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs. We'll get you through this Friday. The weekend is ahead. All along the Front Range, this is the Jeff and Bill Show. We'll be right back.